All right, it's time for another Hard On Reviews prediction for your manly pleasure. And today, we're going to pre cum laude on Spider-Man, Brand New Day. And as always, we play by baseball rules, so 3 strikes, and you're out. Let's ask that age-old question, are there any hot ladies? And by hot, of course, we mean highly capable and original characters with huge amounts of talent. Well, it's not going to have Marissa Tomei in it, so that's going to be disappointing for everyone to not have that kind of Aunt May, to say the least. Plus, they had a perfect out that seemed to be replacing Zendaya as MJ for a cold, wet noodle of charisma, Zendaya. And that's going to suck, because she's the female equivalent of Jason Momoa for being yourself, but boring. So it's basically a guarantee for it to be a swing and a miss here for that hot lady point. Let's be on the lookout for explosive loads of action. Well, Spider-Man movies tend to deliver on the action point, and based on this trailer, I can at least say the action looks pretty good. I mean, I can clearly see everything for a change compared to that so dark you just have to imagine that it's cool look that's, so popular these days. And it's not too bright and colorful for no reason either. So I think we can safely say they're going to score the point here. It's time to ask the hard questions, so where are the rugged dudes? Now, Tom Holland has grown on me. He just hasn't grown up. He still looks like he's in middle school. But he's turned out to be a decent enough Spider-Man, and if they're doing a non-Topher Grace symbiote thing, then maybe there's some hope. Then there's John Bernthal, so as long as he roars a lot and, with the guns blazing, we'll be good here too. That being said, Mark Ruffalo, who's never ever been a convincing Bruce Banner, just might trump any masculinity in this movie, so it could go either way with a hopeful point for rugged dudes and a possible strike on the board. So we'll see what happens. It's time to check off that box for amply developed characters. Yeah, well, Zendaya might ruin everything. But if they pull an Andrew Garfield and let Spider-Man fail to save her from getting hit by a bus in the first 10 minutes, then they might just knock it out of the park. They'll just need to let Peter go through the trials of loss and, whatever the symbiote has in store for him. So let's stay hopeful here because of that black goo. Now let's look for signs of Fisticuff's death and dismemberment in our next category, What Obituary? It seems like a pretty good chance we're going to get some decent fights and the probability of a death or two, or at least, someone losing a limb is pretty high. The previous films have shown that to be a clear possibility. But they've also made it clear in the trailer that they're not going to get rid of MJ. So they're going to get a point here for effort on the obituary, but a strike as well, resurrecting a plank of wood. I really hope I'm wrong about her surviving. God, I hope I'm wrong. And finally, it's time to take a long, hard look at that narrative with our Nothing to See Here category. Well, it's probably a safe bet to say that this isn't going to be at that high-quality writing standard of, let's say, Die Hard for an action comparison, but it's probably not going to be the worst movie ever made, because nothing's ever going to beat Superman by James Gunn, because that was god-awful. So if they limit the amount of side quest characters and stick to telling one story, they might knock it out of the park for a Spider-Man movie at least, and based on the trailer having a pretty clear tone, except for maybe Zendaya's parts, which are a bit jarring, watch it again, you'll see. And a seemingly clear story to tell here, we might have a decent enough win. The trailer has done its job, at least in giving us a pretty clear idea of what to expect, and it does have a draw for me to be intrigued enough to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a point here for Nothing to See Here. Now, I'm always weary or best on the fence with any new movie coming out these days, but with only one for sure strike on the board and a few maybe strikes, I'm leaning more on the side of this is probably at least going to be entertaining and potentially good. So for now, Spider-Man Brand New Day, even with that dumb name, is potentially approved for manly consumption. Well, I'm your host, Dick Colin, signing off because that's all we have for today, so like and subscribe if you enjoyed yourself and click your screen for another hard-on prediction.